Imagine this. She's standing there, her laughter soft, her eyes lingering on yours for just a second longer than usual. It's subtle, almost unnoticeable, yet it's there. A silent message, a quiet invitation. And here's the wild part. 97% of women do this right before they want you to take that leap to make your move. But most men, they completely miss it. Not because she's hiding it, but because it's delicate like the softest whisper in a noisy room. You see, it's not about grand gestures or bold signals. It's in the little things. A light touch on your arm, the way she remembers some small detail about you, or even the way she adjusts her hair while looking at you. These moments slip by so easily. And when they do so, might she, because she's not waiting forever. She's waiting just long enough to see if you're the kind of man who truly sees her, or the kind who hesitates. But here's the good news. Once you notice it, once you recognize her sign for what it is, everything changes. The connection deepens, the spark ignites, and that hesitation, it disappears forever. Stay tuned and I'll show you exactly what to look for. One, the magnetic moment. Picture this. She's talking or maybe listening, but her eyes, they're on you and not in some casual or polite way. Her gaze locks onto yours. Holding on just a little longer than necessary, you start to feel the room shrink, like it's just the two of you in the universe. No one else matters. Then suddenly she looks down, breaking the eye contact, but with the softest smile playing at her lip. Here's the thing. That smile isn't random. What just happened wasn't a coincidence. It's instinct. Her body has delivered a message louder than words could shout. That glance downward paired with that smile, it didn't just happen. It's her way of saying, if you take the lead right now, I'm ready for it. It's not shyness and it's not politeness. It's pure, unspoken chemistry. This tiny move carries the weight of centuries of feminine energy. It's delicate but deliberate. And yet so many men miss it. They brush it off as nothing more than her being sweet or modest. In reality, that was her opening the door for you, if only just a crack. It's vulnerability wrapped in allure, an invitation without an RSVP. She's leaving the moment open for you to step in, but only for a second. When she looks away, it's not her pulling back or second-guessing, it's her softening the tension to make space for you to move closer. She's giving you the chance to lead while letting her guard down. It's more than a look, it's a window, but windows don't stay open forever. So if you don't step through it, that unspoken story between you two ends before it even begins. To the slow slide. Here's a move, so subtle you won't even notice until you realize you're leaning in closer to hear. That's the magic of this next signal. It starts slow, almost like an accident. Maybe she's across the table sitting, relaxed, her body angled slightly away. Then things start to shift, little by little. She inches closer. Maybe her elbow rests a little nearer. Her body begins to turn toward you. Even her voice grows softer, just enough to pull you into her space. At first it feels so natural, you don't even think twice. You start leaning in too, but here's the kicker. You didn't make the first move, she did. She's the one reducing the distance between the two of you. She's not screaming her interest or announcing it. Instead, her actions are drawing you in without a single word. And it's not random either. According to studies on human behavior, the decrease in physical distance is a major green light for emotional and romantic attraction. Think about it. She leans in when she talks to you. Her hand brushes yours so lightly it could be an accident. But was it maybe she moves her purse out of the way, removing any barriers between you? It's not just comfort, it's intentional. She's clearing the path for you, giving you the perfect opportunity to close the gap completely. But don't mistake her actions as anything other than attraction. If she wanted to stay casual, she wouldn't have shifted closer. Her presence, her proximity, it's all serving as a roadmap. It's her way of saying this. Space between us, I don't need it anymore. The only question now is whether you'll take her cue and step confidently into her world. 3. The flicker and freeze. This one is so quiet, so subtle, it could slip right under your radar if you're not paying close attention. Here's how it works. She's relaxed, engaged, and things between you feel easy, effortless. But then there's a spark, a little change. Her demeanor shifts, and it's almost imperceptible at first. She starts to move in tiny ways, adjusting her hair, maybe tucking it behind her ear, even if it's already perfectly in place. She might touch her neck, fiddle with her jewelry, or smooth her top. It's not nervous energy, it's low-key, magnetic excitement. Here's the secret behind it. Those little movements, they're her body's way of managing the energy building beneath the surface. She feels the tension between you, and with every glance, every shared laugh, it's growing. But then it happens. She stops completely. That fidgeting, that subtle nervousness, it vanishes. Suddenly she's quiet, unmoving, just looking at you, waiting perfectly still. This is the golden moment. Her entire body shifts into what experts call a state of alert anticipation. Her nervous system has gone from energy release to readiness. She's not retreating, she's giving you center stage. If you step toward her, she won't back away. If you say something meaningful, she'll hang on every word. But most men, they hesitate, and in that pause, she feels the energy break. If you miss this chance, she won't make a scene about it. She won't call you out or get upset. She'll just quietly dial back her interest and move on. It's not anger or frustration, it's disappointment. Because deep down, she wanted you to notice her openness, to feel the moment between you and to act on it. And when you don't, it feels like rejection, even if that's not what you meant. 4. The sneaky compass. Body language is a fascinating thing, especially when it comes to attraction. While you're focused on her face or what she's saying, her body might just be telling you everything you need to know. And here's the most surprising part. Her feet, they're like her personal GPS, pointing directly at what she wants. Even as she's laughing or chatting with someone else, take note. Her feet might be turned slightly towards you, even if her shoulders or head are facing a different direction. It's sneakier than you think, but it's also incredibly telling. Studies in nonverbal behavior prove that feet are one of the most honest indicators of attraction. Unlike the face or hands, which can lie or be controlled, feet naturally orient themselves toward what the body desires. If she's intrigued by you, her feet will give the game away. Maybe you're across the room or sitting side by side at a group dinner. Regardless, her feet will subtly aim your way, even when her words or actions don't seem as obvious. And when you catch it, it's like discovering a secret. She doesn't realize she's sharing. This signal isn't about boldness or grand gestures. It's about instinct, pure and simple. If her feet are turned toward you, it's her body's subconscious way of saying, "You have my attention." But here's the tricky part. Most men miss this completely. They overlook the silent messages her body is sending, getting lost in conversation or overthinking their next move. Meanwhile, her body language is practically shouting, "I'm right here." But once you know it's impossible to miss, the next time you're unsure, don't just focus on her eyes or her words. Look at the alignment of her feet. If they're pointing right at you, the path forward is clear. All you have to do is walk into it. 5. The orbit. Move, she's gone. Maybe she took a call, headed to the restroom, or wanted off to talk to someone else. Whatever the reason, she's no longer by your side. For a moment you think she's moved on, but then it happens. She's back. Not loud, not obvious, but just close enough to catch your attention. She's lingering on the edges of your space, hanging around like she's got nowhere else to be. This isn't by accident, it's what I call the orbit move. She's circling back into your gravity, intentionally bringing herself closer without making it too obvious. Maybe she says something random like, "What time does this place close?" Or, "Was that your drink over there? Does she really need that info?" Of course not. Is her way of reopening the door subtle and smooth without calling out your earlier hesitation? Here's what's really happening. The first window may have closed, but she's giving you another chance. Why? Because you caught her interest enough to make her want to loop back, test the waters again, and see if you'll catch on. This time, it's not something she'll do twice. She's giving you one last quiet opening to make your move and end the guessing game, the mistake most guys make, ignoring it. They think, "Oh, cool, she's back," and leave it at that. But if you dismiss this sign, she'll disappear for good. This isn't an endless game. Women don't circle back unless they see potential. If you engage her this time playfully or intentionally, you'll rewrite the ending. The orbit move isn't just her walking back into your space. It's her planting herself right there, waiting to see if you're bold enough to take the hint. Don't blow it. The next move is yours. 6. The tease tactic. The conversation is flowing, everything feels natural, easy. Then suddenly she drops a comment, not a random one, but something that grabs your attention. I bet you say that to all the girls. She teases with a playful edge, or maybe she puts you on the spot with, "I'm sure you have a line for every occasion." It's flirty, sure, but there's more going on than you think. This is what I call the tease tactic. It's a clever little mix of curiosity and challenge wrapped up in one playful jab. What she's really doing is testing the waters, seeing if you're truly different or just a smooth talker. Like the rest, it's her way of saying, "I'm interested, but prove it." The surface-level humor hides a deeper question. She's watching closely now, taking mental notes on how you handle her bait. The worst thing you can do, laugh it off, or miss the subtext entirely. You see, when she tosses out lines like these, she's opening the door to see how you'll step through it. A good response doesn't just brush it aside, it adds energy to the moment. Maybe I do have a line for everything, but some lines I saved just for you. You might say with a smirk, see a bit of confidence, a little flirtation. And now the vibe shifts. This verbal sparring is about more than the words. It's about connection. She's drawn to guys who can keep up, respond in the moment, and show they're paying attention. When you catch her teasing and respond with intentionality, it tells her you're not just smooth, you're present. And that's where the magic lies. The tease tactic is her subtle way of saying, "I'm intrigued, but I want to see if you've got depth beneath that charm." Don't fumble it. Play with it, lean into it, and watch how her interest ignites. 7. The good night. Pause the night's winding down. Maybe you've walked her to her car, or you're side by side waiting for her Uber. The conversation is light, wrapping up naturally. Then, as she's about to leave, something interesting happens. She doesn't just walk away, she hesitates. It's not big or dramatic. It's a lingering moment, a tiny pause before she goes. This is the goodnight pause, and it's one of the most beautiful and vulnerable signals a woman can give. It's her way of stretching time, creating a soft opening for something more without saying a word. Her body language shifts subtly. She's leaning slightly toward you, her gaze holding yours just a second longer. She's not rushing off, she's waiting. Here's the thing, that pause, it's deliberate. It's her unspoken way of saying, "I'm not ready to end this just yet." Maybe she doesn't want to initiate more, but she's hoping you'll read the energy and take the lead. She's leaving the door open, inviting you to keep the connection alive, even as the night draws to a close. But most men miss this completely. They take the goodbye at face value, assuming the moment's over, and then she walks away, disappointed but resigned, thinking you just weren't interested enough to make the move. The good night pause is fleeting, yes, but it's powerful, just like that moment where the credits roll but you're craving more scenes. It's her final cue for you to step up. If you don't act, the chapter ends here. Yet, If you do catch on, whether it's a soft touch on her arm, leaning in for a parting kiss, or simply setting up the next meeting, it changes everything. The night doesn't just end, it evolves into a story worth telling. Remember, the good night pause isn't indecision, it's an opportunity. The question is, will you take it? Mastering the good night pause is about recognizing and responding to subtle cues with confidence. It's not about overthinking or doubting yourself. It's about being present, reading the moment, and taking the initiative when it matters most. Women value connection and authenticity, and this pause is their way of inviting you to create a meaningful moment. The next time you sense it, step up and make your move. You might just turn a fleeting goodbye into the start of something unforgettable.